We live?
Hello.
Test.
Testing.
Hear ourselves.
Hit that like button if you can hear us.
Do what? Oh.
Hit
I
the
can't
like
hear
button.
us.
Whoa. Oh. My crotch
Hello?
went off.
Hello. Hit it, Tyler. No.
Let me see if it'll work.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
can y'all hear us? Because we can't hear ourselves.
Hit that thumbs up if you can hear us. That's just me.
Let me,
Ashley Brooks.
okay, so,
I think. There's like a delay on my phone.
so they
Oh,
can,
man.
yeah, well, there's always a delay, but
I'm turning it off.
can y'all hear us?
Jacking my...
Okay, they can hear us. We just can't hear ourselves for some reason. That's weird.
I've been cursed. No.
All the time. No, just, So what's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Spirit Talkers. We are live right now on Ghost Stories from the REZ.
Motto.
Clear as day, Ashley Brooke. Thank you. Steph, Steph. Hello. Lysandra Jones. Yes, we can. Okay, so just have to speak up, I guess, to hear ourselves. That's weird.
That is weird. I don't know if I
Yeah.
like this. I'll have to take my headphones down. I guess there's no reason to have them on, right?
Well, I just have one off the ear.
Oh,
That's so weird.
I'm going to have to...
Because it was working earlier. Oh, well.
We'll have to get it like this.
Excuse me, Tyler? No, just kidding.
Oh, like that pop star style where you... that R&B.
Yeah. Really singing. Yeah.
So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? What are you guys doing? Question. So, Thomas Burgess, oh, brothers, go Pokes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
How about them Cowboys, everybody?
That's right.
Oh, you just played a high school team.
Man, that OSU game was stressful. It was like,
So Chris went to that game.
yeah, that was a stressful game. I was like, man, what's going on over there? But we got to win. A win's a win. So, a hoe and my dope.
Did they run some good plays? Arkansas?
They had one play that they kept the ball all, basically most of the time, and it was the same play. They just kind of shuffled it to the right,
Huh.
and for some reason, nobody could figure that play out. I guess I don't know. But he kept running to the right, and then he'd trip himself or do something, mess it up. And I said, dang.
First game jitters.
Yeah.
No, but so we'll be answering some questions probably towards the end. But we're gonna, on this episode, we want to talk about what we say roaming spirits
Or traveling spirits.
or traveling spirits. But I think we might have some listener stories that we might want to read off, just a few, and then get into that traveling spirit topic of the day. But we want to shout out Lavon Rodriguez for letting us go live on this page. We really appreciate you for reaching out to us and allowing us to go live in your group. And so we tried to get everybody to come in as we could, get much people here as we could. And so we hope everybody enjoys their time here with us today. Did you have any listener stories, Chris? I got to X out of this real quick.
Yeah, I had a few that came in, and one of them was from Manitoba, Canada, and it was talked about this spirit that they see. You know, up in Canada, especially in that area, they got these old roads goes to, different towns. A lot of times these are like long stretches. And anyway, he was saying that, he had a great uncle that passed away, and he would always get up and walk and travel. He'd hitchhike from, reservation to reservation, going to these different events and dances, those ceremonial dances that they have up there. And he said, when he passed away, people still see him traveling up and down those long roads. And, he had always heard about that, but, he kind of thought, well, people just, thinking or telling stories or, reminiscing, as you might say. But he was going to a nearby reservation that was hosting like a ceremonial dance up that way. And him and his family all loaded up, and they was traveling to that reservation. And they seen somebody walking on the side of the road. And so they pulled over to ask, if that person needed a ride, because they noticed it was an old Indian guy. And when they pulled over, it was his uncle.
Oh.
And that really freaked them all out, And, when they noticed it was him, they tried to talk to him. They called him by his name. And he looked towards the vehicle. Then he just smiled and disappeared.
Dang. Or anonymous?
Yes, that was anonymous.
Okay. And then we had, hold on, I'm trying to fumble through everything here. I thought that ghost knocked that off you, Chris.
I think so.
Scared me.
I know, but that uncle said you got that story wrong. Slapped him off his face.
I know it. So you better tell my story right. That's a guy.
It's kind of dark in here, so.
Yeah. Gave you the old paintbrush.
Yeah.
But yeah, great story. And Levon said, no, thank you. You are the first group. So, man, we're honored to be the first group to be able to go live on this page. I have one from my cousin. I don't know if he wants to be named or not, but I'm just going to read it. But he said that Black Bear, south of Red Rock, Oto country. We lived in a trailer out there. One time my older brother and I went to the creek about a half mile from our house. We walked around, explored. We found a little sword, like a side blade, and we was down there all day until sunset. We seen little weird tunnels, and that was too small for us to fit through. And we kept exploring. We heard noises down there, like steps around us, and we stabbed our sword in a tree and left it there. And then when we came back in the morning, after we went home, it was getting dark. It felt like something followed us home that night. But anyways, next day, that morning, the sword was stabbed in the ground outside our bedroom window. And it was weird. Something brought it to our home, and we think it was little people. That brought it back to them, I guess. So, do they return stuff, Chris? Do you know? Yeah. If they think you lost it, maybe?
Yeah. Sometimes they'll help you out like that. So, I have a story from Jeremy Merriman Good Eagle. He's one of my nephews. And I was telling him we were going to do this episode. And he goes, well, I got a story. As you know, a lot of these powwow people, they know each other. They kind of travel, all over the U.S., going to different powwows and things like that. And especially these singers. So, sometimes you'll see singers and they'll have their group, and sometimes there'll be individuals that kind of travel off and they just kind of jump in wherever they can jump in. And Jeremy was saying that he noticed, he goes all up north, to visit those tribes up north. And he said there was this man that he would see, and he was like at every one of these powwows that he went to, and he'd always kind of be off in the background, but he always knew something wasn't right about this guy, and he said that a lot of times after the dance or whatever, he'd always see that guy walking around with a stick, drumstick in his chair. And that's kind of common. But the thing about it was, he never seen that guy sitting at any of these other drums. But he'd always kind of see him like before the powwow or after the powwow. And once in a great while, he said he would be singing and he'd kind of look up. And he said he seen that old man standing there. And sometimes that's kind of common, sometimes when you're jamming out, people come and stand around and record or, just listen in, or they feel that spirit and they'll come to the drum. And, he kind of thought about that, but he would begin to talk to one of his friends, and he was describing this old man. And that guy that he was talking to told him that he had seen the same guy all over the place. And that guy asked his folks, about this individual. And evidently this was an old singer that used to travel that old powwow circuit. So I guess he's still traveling. Mado.
Whoa. Chris, somebody asked, this is earlier when we announced like the topic of it, but they said, Steph said, like the ones that get attached, I guess, too.
What was that, man?
Like the ones that get attached. Like, I guess the spirit gets attached to you and it travels with you, maybe.
Yes, I'm glad someone asked that. These traveling spirits, the reason that I kind of wanted to talk about that was because everybody always thinks, spirits get locked into a place. They're bound to one location. And old belief is that, and I've said this on many shows, episodes, that, for spirits, there's no time or place. There's no distance. They can be at multiple places at one time, and if one wants to follow you, it can follow you, all over the place. So, you're talking about attachments, and some just might want to follow you. And some of you guys out there might have old relatives that stick around you. White folks call them guardian angels. But natives, we just call them the old ones. Mm-hmm. That's what actually the old ones referred to. Today they talk about old ones, and they're talking about actually old people. But when they used to talk about those old spirits, they would call them the old ones. You don't hear that very much anymore. We've lost that. So good question. Aho and Mado.
And then we have Shanice. Man, I'm not even gonna attempt to say the rest of your name because I'm gonna butcher it so bad. And don't want to be disrespectful, but Shanice said, really enjoying these stories. I have an LP story from Hawaii. Mm-hmm. So if you can type it in here, or if you want to send it to us on our Spirit Talker page or our Instagram as well. It's just the same thing as it's Spirit Talkers Podcast. So whatever works for you, and we can read it right here. Just let us know when you send it, or if you type it out, we can find it. Stila Joe Ruby Doo's in here. What up from Portland? What's up, Stila? How you doing? Robert Pianato? I think that's your name. Sorry if I butchered it. He said, my son sticks around me. Mm. And then I have like a listener story that I'll probably.
You know, I was wondering too. You know, when we talk about spirits like that kind of follow you, they don't always have to be in like a spirit form, right? Because my grandpa, he loved cardinals, and it always seems like when I start thinking about him, I'll see a cardinal or something like that. Is that like sometimes they can come to you in different forms?
Very, very true. You know, a lot of tribes and a lot of people believe in, you know, if you see a cardinal or a red bird, you know, that's an old spirit that come or it's a loved one that's come to check on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some tribes and some people believe in crows or ravens. They come and they can come and visit you in that way. But there's other spirits out there that can, you know, manifest themselves in different things. And to me, you know, again, I've always been told if they want to communicate with you, they will communicate with you however they can. So, you know, maybe, you know, you're wanting to see that cardinal,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and maybe they know.
Mm-hmm.
I've even heard that, you know, dogs too, you know, someone might see an old dog or a dog and that dog has the characteristics of a loved one that has passed on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've also heard, you know, stories about cats too. You know, there's a lot of nationalities that believe cats can, you know, talk to spirits and also, I don't want to say be possessed, but they can take on spirits' characteristics. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, every tribe out there, you know, I talked about this before, you know, had a way of talking with those old ones. And, you know, sometimes they would utilize, you know, animals in that way. You know, not only animals, but insects, you know, different things. You know, again, you know, if they're wanting to communicate with you, they will find ways to communicate with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're talking about owls too.
Yes.
Yeah, owls. Because I was telling you about there's an owl back here, but even before that, there was an owl just outside, and I mean it'd come around, like it wouldn't come around all the time, but it'd be around enough to where I would notice like it hooting outside. And I was playing some game in here, and it's probably like 1 or 2 a.m., and it was just hooting around outside. And I mean, I wasn't afraid of it or anything. I just kind of thought of it as like a message, maybe like a messenger coming maybe to send me good news or bad news, you know. It just kind of varies, I guess. But then like it was outside on our fence out there, but it wasn't looking this way. It was looking at the house, like on the other side of our house. And I didn't know if it was an owl or not, and I shouldn't have done this, but we were looking outside, and I was like, man, I don't know if it's a owl or what. And I had our flashlight, and I flashed it real quick, and I turned it off. And right when I did it, kind of turned its head, and I turned it off, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's an owl. And then but I messaged Chris, and I just asked him, like, you know, do you think I should maybe offer it some tobacco, maybe? And he mentioned, you know, it might be a relative just coming to check up on you, or something. So, but we did offer it, you know, we gave it some tobacco, you know, and said some good words that next day.
Yeah. You know, a lot of tribes, they believe that those water birds, you know, are spirits that have come to travel to visit with you. So, and when I talk about water birds, I'm talking about like ducks and, you know, birds that can, you know, go on the water, you know, different, what is it, cranes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a whole slew of different birds out there. So, you know, if they say, you know, if you have one of these kind of water birds come to your home or show up where you're at, you know, it's an old loved one, you know, because they believe these water birds, they can go into the supernatural and into the your natural world. They have the ability to go in and out. And long time ago, they used to use their feathers, in different ceremonies, to bless someone. I know people's always making fun of people that got duck feathers or, crane feathers, but, some tribes still hold that knowledge on these kind of water birds. A lot of us have lost that kind of knowledge, but, again, with the Muskogee people, you always see, those young guys wearing those crane feathers.
Mm-hmm.
You think about that. There's a meaning behind that, but I won't discuss that on this show today. But anyway, to make the long story short, spirits can come in all different forms, and these were the most common animals that used to they would be known for that. So,
Tyler.
Oh yeah, it's just somebody had mentioned that. I was just trying to read some of the comments here. Somebody said that there's a stick bug that always kind of shows up, I guess, when they're outside. It was Levon Rodriguez said that every year I have a stick bug that comes and visits. Mm-hmm. So
those water bugs, all insects in general. There's different ones, that are good and some that are bad. Some tribes, they're scared of wasps. Not because of them being a wasp, but they believe that those are bad signs. Or hornets. Someone or something is negative around them. But again, those are things that, those used to be common knowledge things. Mm-hmm. And the one that they really used to be terrified, I don't know if I should say that, but I'm going to go ahead. So if y'all want to cut it, is those yellow jackets. Mm-hmm. Long time ago, you talk about yellow jackets, natives used to get scared because that was like that was the thing that, the most evilest thing that the spirit could come at you with. And those yellow jackets were those signs of it. And it was a entity that, it just kind of, I don't know how you would say, it would make itself known. It would bring so many of those yellow jackets that it would turn to a human form.
Whoa, like Candyman.
Yeah. Whoa. And so, again, this was like the most evil of all evil. And that was across the board with all tribes. Mm-hmm. But you don't hear those kind of stories anymore. Maybe that is good that kind of knowledge is no longer around.
Man, I've never heard of that.
I never have heard that either.
I mean, but you bring up Candyman. I mean, that might have been from that.
Yeah.
Because he's bees.
Yeah, it was
right?
bees. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he like I haven't seen it so long, but is he like a anti-hero or is he just a straight up villain?
He's like he's one of, if memory serves correctly, and I haven't seen it in a while either, but isn't he something that they summoned, like sort of like
in the mirror?
Beetlejuice. Yeah, but they did like in the mirror, like what is it, Bloody Mary?
Candyman.
Yeah, but they said Candyman, and then he comes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a hook.
Yeah, he's got the hook.
Is it a hand hook or is he holding
it's
hook?
a hand hook.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a wicked movie, man. It makes me want to watch it now.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
I'm going to do a watch along.
That's Bigfoot's Wild Weekend. No, I'm just kidding.
Somebody said they're going to watch that.
Oh, yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Nobody watch it. It's on YouTube, but don't watch it.
I said, God, that guy must be Osage.
I had a story, too. This was come from the Okemah area. This is a Muskogee story. This is true. I had a relative, and his name was Cyclone Hill, and he resided there in Okemah. And he was well known he had that traveling medicine or traveling song, as they would say. And they would say, they'd see him in Muskogee. They would see him in Tulsa. They'd see him all over the place, even Oklahoma City. He'd be walking, but he would get there before you. And when you would ask him for a ride, he would say no. He said, I like to travel that old way. And, when he passed, they still say they see him on those back roads all over Oklahoma. And that's a true story.
Whoa. That's Okemah? Okemah area. Yeah. Where's that? Somebody was telling me, was it yesterday? Oh, man. I get mixed up. But they said somewhere around Hannah. Is it Hannah? That's like past Okmulgee? Mm-hmm. And they said like they have some pretty crazy stuff happening over there sometimes.
Yes, that area, you have several ceremonial grounds off in that Hannah area. And I'll just say that's a pretty eerie place if you ever get to travel down that way. They have a road that you can go down. I know this is kind of off topic, but I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to mention is that you'll lose all track of time, and you'll end up in just different places when you go down that road.
Oh, okay. I remember that now. He didn't say that, but he said it's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, almost, or maybe the same, or maybe like greater than that. Yep. That's what he was saying, and I didn't really understand it, but you saying that, I was like, okay, it makes sense now. I've never been there, though. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it then. No.
Dang.
Everybody follow us. No, I'm just kidding. Get in your cars. No, I'm just kidding.
Just see us on the news with blankets on. But, oh yeah, so we told you guys we're Spirit Talkers podcast, but we never like introduced ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to go first, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Randall, Muskogee Creek.
I'm Chris Hill, Muskogee Creek.
And Russell Sun Eagle, Pawnee Oto, adopted Muskogee. No.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we claim him.
Yeah, we got nephew like that. So.
We
But
keep
yeah.
him around.
But yeah, that's us. I know I always forget to like introduce ourselves, like something like this, It just, I don't know. Even like when I commentate football, Arthur was like, you never introduce yourself. I'm like, dang, I always forget. Like, I just go. But we had, kind of getting lost in here. Before we go on, Chazzle Dazzle. They said, hello, Russell, Chris, and Tyler, watching from Prairie Band REZ, Kansas.
Awesome,
motto.
Thank you for tuning in.
Jay.
We appreciate you. And then we have Roberta Pianato. I'm watching from Albuquerque, New Mexico. You got my last name perfectly, but my first name is Roberta. Right?
What?
There's a capital A on the end, so maybe I said Robert, sorry. But Roberta, let me know if I messed that up.
Robert A.
I'm still making mistakes here.
Robert A.
Roberta, I think. So let me know if I messed that up. And then Shanice from Hawaii just sent it to Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out. And then Levant said, I'll grab snacks, I guess, for the movie Candyman.
Yeah.
And then Ashley Nicole Tiger said, that happened to me out by Little. I guess lost by Hannah. Getting lost and losing an hour of time when it only felt like 5 minutes.
Dang.
Gail Woodstone, hi from Onion Lake, Cree Nation. What's chilling? We're chilling.
Yeah.
Onion Lake.
Yeah, hello, Onion Lake, Cree Nation. Thank you for tuning in, Gail. Amy Nicole, shout out to Amy Nicole, longtime listener, watching live from Chandler, Arizona. And Roberta Pianato, you got it right this time. LOL. Thank you. Tyler didn't.
Nah. I just get
then-
all the bases covered.
And then, oh man, I'm probably gonna embarrass myself. I'll just say Morris because I'm not gonna butcher your name. But this person Morris said, "I heard y'all talk about
That's Pawnee guy.
Pahudis. Is that Morris?
Yeah, that's Pawnee guy.
Pahudis earlier by those. Oh, owls are part of one of our old Pawnee ceremonies, Young Dog Dance Society. Oh yeah. I don't know if we could talk about that though. I have to ask Uncle Herb what I can speak of. But any stories about a black dog with red eyes? That's from Roberta.
Yeah, especially with creeks, we got a lot of stories like that with the dogs with red eyes. Again, I think we've kind of covered that on that Stigini episode. You know, again, those Stiginis, they're shapeshifters. But when you see them as those dogs, that's exactly how they describe them, with red eyes. Mm-hmm. But if you can get him to stay there till that sun comes up, you got him for life.
Oh. And then Harvey Ghost said, listening from Albert Lea, Minnesota. So shout out to you, Harvey. Do you have a story, Chris? What is that? No, I'm just kidding.
I've got a bunch of stories. I want to just say I want to thank everybody for sending in your stories. I've got a lot of stuff that I got information that they sent over from overseas. So we got some overseas listeners that sent some stuff in. So me trying to change things up, where normally I have like several different things I pull stories from. And sometimes I forget or get lost, so I'm trying to do better at that. So I'm trying to organize these stories. So here we go with the first one. This is from Holden, West Virginia. The road is called 22 Mile Road. Has a hitchhiker named Mamie Thurman. She was killed on June 22nd, 1932. She roams up and down the highway. She will catch a ride, and then she will disappear.
Dang.
There's a story that my mom used to tell. They're out, well, her mom, and they grew up out near Oakhurst. And they said the same thing, that there used to be a guy that they would pick up and always, looking for a party or is coming from a party. And my grandma said that they had picked him up one day and they were, just heading back in town, I guess, and turned around and asked him if he wanted a light, and he was gone. There wasn't nobody in the back seat. One of them wanted a cigarette, and they turned around and there wasn't nobody in the back seat, but they swore up and down they picked him up. But I was out in Oakhurst.
Yeah. I'll read this one. This is from Shanice from the chat. She sent this to us on Instagram just now. But she said, hi, folks. My name is Shanice, and I am native Hawaiian, originally from Hawaii. I have a quick story about our LP in Hawaiian. We call it Manuhune.
Oh, man, now you summoned it.
Manehu. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to say it again.
Dang,
but
what are you doing?
when we talk about these creatures, nothing really happens to us. My friend, who had just graduated from high school, was with a few friends and decided to smoke and drink in a parking lot near the Honolulu Zoo. The parking lot was next to some trees and was pretty empty, so they decided to park there since it was away from the busy streets. They locked up the car, exited the vehicle, and walked towards the beach. An hour later, they returned to the car and saw it was unlocked. They looked everywhere to see if anything had gotten stolen and saw tiny handprints on the car. They heard movement in the trees and laughter when they saw the little handprints. They immediately got in a car and drove off. Thank you for that story from Hawaii. That's a good one.
That's awesome. That was awesome.
Hold on. You can go ahead and go. I'm going to log back in here.
All right, I got a story from Clint Road in West Milford, in New Jersey. They have a ghost kid that throws pennies off the bridges in that county. It is said if you try to talk to him, he just fades away.
Whoa.
Dang.
Throwing pennies?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything, or is it just whatever?
I don't know. Maybe he's paying. Y'all know, like a lot of those Europeans, they have to pay for traveling different places. You know, that's why those old colonists, they would put pennies on your eyes when you passed away. So
I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's like the death toll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you to travel, they give you that money so you can travel.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe he's doing stuff like that. I don't know.
Trying to help out.
Yep. I'll be saying, hey, guy, you throwing money away. No.
Throw some dollars.
Silver pieces.
Let's see.
I've got another story.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
If you guys are ready. I got a bunch of them this go around, so let me know when you guys got one. This one's from Jamestown Road in North Carolina. Has a vanishing hitchhiker known as Lydia. The story of Lydia is that she was a very beautiful young lady. She was found dead near the road. She was killed in a bad way. They say she roams the roads and the highways, all in that area. When you pick her up, she will talk to you, then she will vanish.
Whoa. Chris got that heat coming in.
Yeah.
Before he goes again, shout out to Cheyenne Sundown Step. Hello, listening from South Carolina. Morris said, good to see you, Dottie brother. Chris, Idiwe Dudahe. Aaron, Red Horse. Where are you guys located at? So, pretty much Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa.
Yeah, where we do the show. But we live in different areas.
I live in the woods.
In my car. I live in my car.
Underneath that bridge on 169. No.
In my basement. I can't get him to leave.
Well, that's what happens when you feed us. They don't leave. Like
We're
that.
roommates. No.
Stray cats, man.
We live in a one bedroom apartment. I live in the bathroom. Tyler lives in the closet, and then Chris has the master room.
Nah, man, we have bunk beds like Three Stooges, man. It's like triple stack.
Built ourselves.
Stackables.
And then, Steeler said you guys should make some shirts and long sleeve shirts. I'd buy some for December. Yeah, we're probably do shirts here again. Last time it was kind of a hassle because we had to wait on a bunch of people. They wouldn't pay, and I was like, dang.
I know how that goes.
But yeah, it's kind of a big thing. We'll probably announce shirts again, but I don't know. We'll see. We might just, if you live here in Tulsa, if you go to Vintage Toy Mall, we might be selling them there. The owners are really cool, so shout out to them for just want to work with us. Mm-hmm. And then Gina Smith said, highway ghosts scare me the most. That rhymed.
Y'all ready for another one?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
All right, this one comes from all the way from United Kingdoms. They have a road called Flash Lane near Darlydale in
Darlydale, Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Has a headless horseman in the area.
Ooh.
This headless horseman is said to be seen all over the area. Sometimes you see him on the roads riding fast. Some say you will see him crossing a field or a creek. Sometimes you will see him riding into the towns or riding out of town. And some evenings he will just follow you and then vanish.
Dang.
Are there different stories like, because I've heard some here in Oklahoma of a headless horseman around. Have you heard anything around here, Chris?
You'll hear those stories all over the place. And you know, even like these traveling spirits, it's not just an Indian thing. It's all over the world. And luckily, I got a lot of them to send in this go around. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And I noticed, and I have to apologize. I'm trying to get organized, but I forgot to put people's names and shout outs too. But if you sent one in, I sure appreciate it. You know, and I apologize. I'm trying to do better, making sure your story gets told. So, again, a hoe and my dope.
I had a shout out too. So I went to Cherokee Holiday yesterday. Been a huge fan of the show, and it was a great moment to just, you know, be present in that moment with her. So her name is Veronica, and then her daughter was Casey Ofield. So Veronica Ofield, Casey Ofield, and they own Clan Creations. And so if you're at Cherokee Holiday or you're planning to go today, man, go to the art marketplace. I think it's at One Fire Field, and it's going to be right near the powwow. But they have a huge marketplace there, a lot of vendors, a lot of just indigenous owned businesses that are there. So I want to shout out Veronica and Casey Ofield, owners of Clan Creations. Go check them out. Go follow. They don't have a Facebook right now. They're working on it, but I did post a picture of their sign they had, so it's on our Spirit Talkers podcast page. They have a number you can call if you would like personal orders from them. So go hit them up and let them know that we sent you.
Hey, I got one story from the UK. I believe it's from the UK. It sounds like it's from the UK, United Kingdom. It's at Thetford Bypass. It says it has a phantom car that shows up and tries to run you off the road or make you wreck, and then it disappears, and it is seen on this long road.
Phantom cars, man. Did we do an episode of Phantom Cars?
I think we did do a Phantom.
Or did we just kind
I
of...
think it morphed into Phantom Cars. I think it was Highway Stories.
Highway Ghosts. Yeah, we had an episode of Highway Ghosts, but... Yeah.
There's another one from Drawnfield Bypass and Stockbridge Bypass. It says it has these roaming monks that just walk up and down these roads. And when you pull up to them, they will slowly disappear into thin air. That's cool, too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. That would creep me out, man. Like, see, like, when I say monks, I'm thinking, like, you know, everything that Hollywood has told me with, like, the robes and, like, the druid, like, hoods, you know what I mean?
The ropes around them,
yeah,
like tying their robes together.
Yeah. Some of them got that little haircut with the little bald spot in the middle. Yeah.
Like, what movie was that?
I think there was a TV show not too long ago.
I'm thinking of Nacho Libre.
Had something about talk about Nacho Libre.
I was thinking of Nacho Libre because they wear the robes.
Oh yeah.
They almost look like Yeah. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is Belchen Tunnel in Switzerland. This tunnel has a woman in a white dress that roams the tunnel. It's a very busy tunnel. Many people report seeing her night and day. A woman in a white dress. All the way from Switzerland, huh? Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. This one's from Malaysia. It's the E8 Expressway. It says it has a yellow Volkswagen Beetle that appears out of nowhere, and it tries to make you wreck. It is also said that if you are walking down this busy road, it'll run right over you, or it'll throw you. I think I was in that Uber. I think there was one of my Uber drivers.
Roberta said, like the Grim Reaper, I guess for the outfit of the monks.
Oh, yeah.
Tuanmin Road in Hong Kong is a major road with the ghost of a young schoolboy that will stand in the middle of the road. It is reported to cause many wrecks and deaths. He is also known to walk up and down that highway. He will ask you for a ride.
Dang. Hey, what's that story? I mean, it's not really maybe it is like a spirit. There's like a bridge that you're talking about. Was that in Pawnee where like you go over and you hear kids laughing, and then if you put it in neutral?
No, that was Purim.
Oh, Purim,
right, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's like that. I don't know if anybody's heard that story on here, but that's a good one. Like, but you're uphill, but you go it's like backwards, right? Like you're going backwards, but you're going uphill. Like it'll roll you uphill.
Yeah.
We went
Pull
there,
your
didn't we?
car.
Yeah, that's what they call Gravity Hill over there by Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Kind of up by the Kansas-Oklahoma border. I love this next story. So if y'all got a story, go ahead. But this one I'm getting ready to.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear it?
Let us know.
Hit the like button.
Let's see how many likes we get to hear
Hit
this
that like.
story.
Hit that like button.
This one's a cool one.
Oh, that's too many. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess that you would say that Biyi Highway in Taiwan has a ghost that travels up and down the road. This ghost is so feared that the locals will leave offerings and coins on the side of the road to ask for safe travels through his area. If you pick up its offerings, they say you will have very bad luck or die. They say it's the ghost of an old assassin that still runs his territory in that area.
An old assassin?
Yeah.
Dang.
That's cool.
Where was that at?
In Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
Biyi Highway. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I appreciate that story. That was a pretty cool story.
Yes. Yeah. I like how we always say, we don't know if we're saying it right. But I just don't, I don't want to be disrespectful.
That's going to be the name of our sidecast. We don't know if we're saying this right.
I know I can't read and I can't see, so again, I do my very best. So, but on these traveling ghosts, again, we've kind of gone over, a few, but I kind of want to go over some famous ones as well. One of the famous ones, some of you may or may not know who Clark Gable was, but he was a big star in the 30s and 40s, but he is known to haunt the Oatman Hotel in Oatman, Arizona, and other hotels throughout the world, places that he had been visiting. So again, to me, when they talk about, spirits, at different hotels, it can't be him, or people think it's different. Again, that Native American philosophy, there's no time and place for these guys. So if they want to be in multiple places, they will make it so.
True.
Yeah. This is a story about the escape artist Harry Houdini. It says he is known to haunt the Houdini estate in Hollywood, California. They also say that he is still on tour. He haunts a lot of places that he did shows at. When we were in Ralston, Oklahoma, the owner says that he even haunts the old theater there.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool too, because I know that we went to that. What was it called? It was just like some kind of theater there in Ralston, Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh. It was it was the theater where everybody would go and during that time of Killers of the Flower Moon, correct?
Yeah.
And the Opera House, Ralston Opera House.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. So this one's Marilyn Monroe. She died August 4th, 1962 in Los Angeles, California. She haunts her Brentwood home and the Roosevelt Hotel. They also say she haunts the Santa Monica Pier. Some say they see her where she is buried in the Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park.
There's a lot of reports on that one. Again, she was a famous movie star, but I don't know how she passed away. Do y'all know?
Kennedy's. No.
Kennedy's got her.
Ain't you ever heard the Misfit song? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
She what?
She OD'd, I think.
We're going to put that in quotes.
Yeah. Yeah. Overdosed.
Yeah, totally.
Quotations.
This one's about Lucille Ball. Says that she haunts her Beverly Hills mansion, also the Hart Building on the Paramount Studios backlot, and that she has been seen numerous times in the Jamestown Cemetery in New York, where she is buried.
Whoa. Do you have Michael Jackson in there?
He ain't dead.
I wouldn't even touch Michael Jackson stuff. No.
No, but there's a live like video of his like house, and
Yeah, I seen that.
have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Where it's like his ghost is like walking around as the camera's just rolling like into a hallway, and they're like claiming it's him, but like I don't know. He might have changed something.
I saw another one on Elvis, man. Somebody was like at the grounds, well, not the Graceland grounds, not the ceremonial grounds, and was
Elvis showed up to stomp down. It was toiling all night, boy. Had that blue suede shoe song out
I'll
there.
beat
showed
it
up
up.
with Tyler.
He had that beaded jumpsuit.
That's when y'all knew he was hot on that fire, boy. He was talking to that fire good like that.
Rezville, whatever I'm trying to say. Anyway, no, but somebody had taken a picture at There's a lot of editing in our episodes because we laugh. But no, there was a picture that somebody had taken of like on the estate of Graceland, and looking out the window was a ghost that looked really similar to Elvis. It was in some book that I had. I don't remember which book it was, but yeah, they say he still hangs out at Graceland.
At your home? No.
Well, y'all saw that picture.
He was at the campground.
He was frying up some peanut butter and banana fry bread sandwiches. I'm gonna start this one out all nice and slow. Ho, ho.
You gonna burn for that one.
I know, boy.
That's Tyler Randall? No.
They say he was Cherokee.
They say he was Arbika.
Dancing that polecat. That slick back hair.
When did he pass away? In the 60s or
70s?
70s?
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, man, it's good.
Is it good?
Well, it is good. But as a traditionalist, I just can't get past the hip hop music in it. Like, I just want to hear Elvis music. So, like, they had not Lady Gaga. What's her name? Doja Cat, and like, I don't know.
Oh, the soundtrack?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like out of place. But it's good. I liked it.
They remade the songs, or they're just their own songs?
Kinda.
Oh,
They were,
really?
like, sampled. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like some sampling going on. But yeah, very Elvis
That's crazy.
heavy.
Did they show how he passed away on the oath?
No, they didn't show that. Only Chris would want to see that creepy evidence he left behind.
So that's what happened. Those peanut butter and banana sandwiches get you, take you out like that, guy. No.
Had a brick in his gut.
Oh.
Chris want to see it. He left a dress shoe.
Tyler Randall. Just kidding. No. All right, let's move on to a gangster right now. Let's move on to a gangster right now. We got Al Capone. He haunts Alcatraz in San Francisco, California. He died in Miami Beach, Florida. Many of the hotels in Miami have reported seeing his ghost. He is also known to be seen at the Congress Plaza Hotel in Chicago. That was his crime headquarters back in the day.
Speaking of that, they did that big movement. Dang, I can't remember that Alcatraz where they had AIM out there, protesting and stuff, and a lot of those old ones that went there to do that protesting, I heard that they said that they seen things and felt things on that Alcatraz island, and there are several books on that AIM movement, and a few of them kind of talk about those things. So, you know, I can imagine. I've been there on their tour. And I will say, if you go into those jail cells, man, it just has a wicked vibe to it, you know. So if you're ever in that San Francisco area, if they're still doing it, I don't know if it's still open or not, but, you know, if you get a chance, check it out.
Take us, Chris.
Use your miles.
Take us there. 1,000,000 miles racked up. No.
Oh, here's another one. Amy Winehouse says that she's well, I mean, obviously, if you guys don't already know, famous English singer-songwriter. She died July 23rd, 2011. She's been seen all over London. She's been reported to visit her close friends from all over the world, and her father says that she visits him regularly. So,
Amy Winehouse. When did she die? 2012?
2011, I think.
Dang.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Yeah, sure does.
We got Anna Nicole Smith.
Chris?
Wasn't me.
She's marrying him for his medallions.
But Anna Nicole Smith, she died in 2007 at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, she died on Indian Land?
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, they have a...
Let me finish real quick. It is reported that she has been seen roaming the casino and even been seen sitting in the restaurants at the bars in the casino. She has been seen outside of the casino and even been spotted walking the road away from the casino.
So looking for that free play.
Whoa.
You know, they have a big powwow down there in February. I think is at Hollywood, Florida. And, you know, a lot of people say they see things there in that hotel that, you know, they're talking about, that Seminole Hard Rock Cafe, Casino, and Resort. And they said they see her in a lot of the bar areas in the restaurant itself. And I know I got a story from Pawnee lady, Sandra Heyman. And she was saying that, you know, when she went down there just, I don't know, a while back, you know, down there, and she said she was on that floor that Anna Nicole Smith was found. And she said sometimes you could hear a woman crying up and down that hallway. And when you'd go out and look, you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't hear no doors shut or elevators open. But you could hear that woman going up and down that hallway crying.
Man, I didn't know she died there.
I didn't know that either.
That's crazy. We'll have to go there.
Take us, Chris.
Take us, Chris.
February.
Give us your free play.
Somebody's got to bring bologna, though. Bologna sandwiches.
Tyler.
Chris is going to... Never mind.
We had a story sent in Morris on the chat right here. He said, my stepdad works maintenance at the casino in Concho, CNA land. And when he started working there, he would work the outside in a parking lot. And he seen us walking down the road towards the highway. And he ran up asking if she was okay. And she kept walking and he would still keep asking her. Then she got to the corner of the road and she finally turned around and she had no face. And that's from Concho, CNA land. And then they have a storage building out on the field behind the casino. And one time my stepdad and his coworker would ride a golf cart to the building. And one time they went out there and this one time they went out there, and this time at midnight in Concho, he was riding the storage, and his buddy freaked out and said, "What's that?" And my stepdad looked at him and said, "Where?" And his buddy said, "Look at the fence." And he looked over there, and there was a human-like thing chilling there. Said it looked like a gargoyle grabbing on the fence, and it just chilled there for a good minute. And my stepdad stopped there, and then he told his buddy, "We got to go." Then when we started the cart up, the Stank stood up on the fence, and these wings popped out like bat wings and took off. And when he took off, they said it was like a flash, because when he was gone, he was gone. Gargoyle story. We did an episode on gargoyles, man. If anybody here has any gargoyle stories like that, send them to us.
That was awesome.
We're still interested in them. Steele said she died the same weekend Chance was there. I guess Anna Nicole Smith died when Chance was there.
I saw somebody had something about their son was playing with an imaginary friend.
On here?
Yeah. I was kind of scrolling through, but then it updated and I lost it.
Tyler.
I know. It updated and then it like pushed it. Oh, from Chazzle Dazzle. Here it is. It actually just came back. It says, when my son was small, he played and talked by himself a lot. And later he told me he had a friend, imaginary, and it didn't scare me until his friend wanted to play car on the stairs. And I had to tell his friend to leave and not come back. So,
Imaginary friends.
I think that would be a good episode to do, imaginary friends, because I bet you get some. I mean, I told you all the story about my cousin. He had a imaginary monkey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he would like literally talk to that monkey, and like it was. They set a place at the table for him. I mean, it was his friend. You know what I mean? And then they were going somewhere. I don't even remember, but all of a sudden my cousin started crying. And he was really upset, and my aunt was like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Man, my monkey just jumped on the back of that man's motorcycle." And he never talked about that monkey again. Like he just never talked about it again. Never had to set a place at the table for him. He was gone.
How old is he now?
Oh, shoot, man. He's older than I am. I was going to get my age away, so he's got to be 50.
And you're... No.
21.
60? No. I'm just kidding.
Dang, I quit the wrong week to stop smoking.
Does he, remember that?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he ever, talk about it?
I mean, just kind of jokingly, but yeah. Yeah.
Didn't you guys say y'all saw someone around, didn't y'all go, not Quapaw, but...
Copan?
Didn't y'all have an experience like that, seeing somebody on the side of the road?
Yeah, we were driving back from Copan powwow, and it was probably midnight or 1 a.m., and it is right past the casino on that highway, and yeah, we're just driving, and we seen what looked like a lady just walking on the road, but she was walking really weird. It didn't seem normal. And I just said, that's kind of scary. And we drove past her. And I was going to look back, but I was I remember, just not to look back, maybe. Not even in your back rear, or the back seat of your car, too. And I didn't. I was like, nope, I'm just going to look forward.
Dang.
But, yeah, because I remember we talked about, too, don't look in the back seat. You might see something at night. So I just remember that. And I was like, dang, if I look back and she's back there sitting there.
Oh,
no face.
Like Kingpin. Remember that movie?
Yeah. I gotta watch that again. Classic.
Sticking her tongue out at
Dang. Growing up, going to these different ceremonial grounds here in Oklahoma, you'd always hear stories like that, seeing, entities or spirits, walking down these roads. Now, these ceremonial grounds, they used to be down long dirt roads, and again, these dances, they start at midnight, and then they usually have a break at 3 a.m., to feed everybody, and then they continue dancing. But, a lot of people, they leave during that break. And, you know, they would say they would see people walking, you know, or they would see someone or something that they saw at the grounds, and it'd be waiting for them at home.
Man.
That was kind of like a common story to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know there's also like a lot of grounds that are no longer around. You know, what would you call those? Like forgot. I mean, they just sort of like either the Mikos just passed on, or like, but they're just not like.
a lot of those situations, it was because of property issues. You know, someone bought that property, you know, and they lost all rights to that area. So, or the person that used to allow them to do that passed away, and the family no longer wanted that. You know, so it was always kind of land issues. But I think nowadays, you know, now that you got that Tribal Historic Preservation Office, they try to help, you know, preserve those kind of things, you know, so that doesn't happen anymore. But, you know, still yet, you're still having other issues at these grounds now. So,
You know, that ring's probably still there. You know what I mean?
I've heard a lot of stories about, you know, several of those, you know, that you could still hear singing and dancing.
Yeah, I've heard a story where you hear like a social stickball game going on.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
laughing and, you know, but I've heard stories about that.
Those old ones are still playing and dancing. So that's good. It's good. But
We had, so Levon Rodriguez said, in Wyoming on my REZ, there's a ride famous for the hauntings, and everyone talks about driving by their self and something would be in the back seat kicking or pushing your seat. That's why I didn't look back. Exactly why I didn't look back. Oh, wait. There's a road, sorry. So she corrected herself. In Wyoming on the REZ, there's a road famous for the hauntings, and everyone talks about driving by their self and something would be in the backseat, kicking or pushing your seat. Man. Yeah, that's why I didn't look back, man. But yeah, she was it looked like a woman walking, but it was just kind of eerie, and it was really late, and she wasn't like walking like normally. And we both seen it, and we're like, I was like, just keep driving. Because, I don't know, like, I was like, man, it might be a spirit. Because you were telling me that there's stuff on that highway, too, anyways.
yeah.
Going to Capone. And so I remember you telling me that before we even went there, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to look back. Just be back there kicking my seat.
I would have stopped the car and got out. No.
$5. We're not going an inch further. Get in for gas money.
Yeah.
Amy Nicole said, it could have been DW. Yeah, and again, too, I was like, probably, like, I'm not testing the waters on that.
I want to find out.
Yeah. And Levon said, I have a pic of this thing on the road. Send us that pic.
Yes.
We would love to share it and your story on here. Let me screenshot it. Yeah, so send us that story, or send us that pic, and we'll type out that story. But yeah, kind of winding down here. If anybody has any questions for us, or Chris, you have anything to say more?
You guys from Onion Lake, let's hear some of those stories. I know you guys got a bunch of haunted places up there. I'd love to hear some of your guys' stories, and anybody else that's got stories. You know, I know a lot of these tribes, you know, they've got roads that they'll tell you not to go down by yourself or certain time of the day or night, you know, because these things can be active. So, you know, if you got stories like that, you know, please share them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, send in your stories right now on here. I could read them. We can read them, whatever. Or if you have any questions you would like to ask, let us know.
We'll kind of tell them where they can get a hold of us at, though.
Yeah, even after this live broadcast, you can catch us or check out our podcasts on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. Spirit Talkers. We're available everywhere. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Go follow us and keep up with us on all our social medias. It's just Spirit Talkers podcast everywhere. I feel like I'm missing something. And then, like, coming up, I think we have maybe some spooky story events coming up as well. So be on the lookout for that. We'll always update on our own personal stuff. If you want to add me as a friend or follow me, whatever, Russell Sun Eagle on Facebook, RussellMus49 on Instagram, and Okie Podcast on Instagram as well. And then you could follow Tyler at what? OnlyFans? No, just kidding. No.
My OnlyFans. No, just kidding. Very careful. It's going to end up on reservation, though. No, I'm just kidding. You can follow us on, or follow me at Scoden_cinema and Pump Action _podcast on Instagram. Tyler Randall is my Facebook, and you can follow me there too.
You can follow me by listening to the wind. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Downwind.
nah.
You smell somebody frying bologna. That might be Chris.
Smell like burnt bacon. Those old ways like that way.
Chris is here.
So,
Dang, someone's frying up salt pork. No, it's just Chris.
Salt pork.
but no, you can find me on Facebook, Christopher Hill. On Instagram and TikTok, it's Christopher Honka Hill. But
Amy said, Chris, do you know anything about jack-o'-lanterns?
oh yeah, we did a kind of an episode. I talked about how I was chasing one down by Quapaw, and we actually seen it. You know, that one was definitely interesting. I think these guys cracked up because, you know, I was trying to, how you say it, dissolve or resolve that it wasn't natural gas.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was taking a lighter and I was roaming around. I didn't think about it. Dang, I could have blew everybody up, boy, if it was. But yeah,
I forgot. I remember that, yeah.
but yeah, we definitely got stories like that too, and we got some on our old episodes. So, but that was for real.
Smell that gas leak? Go check it out.
I think there's a gas leak here. I didn't think about it until Tyler said that. Like, dang, could have.
It's like Uncle Eddie out there.
I proved it wasn't natural gas, though.
Still got 10 fingers.
May not have no eyebrows. I proved it.
Anthony Hainta, if I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. But Missing Me, Levon said, thank you. I really enjoyed the show, man. Levon, thank you for having us. We're down to do it again. Just let us know. We'd be happy to. Ashley Nicole Tiger, we have family land out by the
I can't talk today.
Mikasuki?
Yeah, Misasuki.
Mikasuki Mission, and my uncle said one time they were driving down one of those roads and this Bigfoot started chasing their car. They sped up and it kept up with them. They were scared and kept speeding up, and then it just disappeared.
That Mikasuki Mission is definitely an eerie place. If you guys haven't visited down there in Seminole country, I'd recommend that you do. You know, I know they're getting ready for their Seminole Nation Days coming up pretty soon, so that might be an opportunity for you guys to go down there and check it out. But again, that's an old mission, and you want to find something, you better be careful.
And then Shanice said, I'll let Tyler read that one.
Yeah, it says Lopaka Kapanui is known as the ghost guy in Hawaii and has a lot of great scary stories from Hawaii. Go look him up. This is his YouTube. It's YouTube.com/Mysteries of Hawaii. I would love to hear some stories from Hawaii because, you know, they got all kinds of entities down there. With the sharks and you know, all the seas, the tiki gods, and I bet they got some cool stories. So Definitely have to check that out. Thank you for sending that, Mado.
I think you need to help us get to Hawaii to come check it out. No.
Yes. Send us out there. We'll do a live show.
Somebody said, what does Stigini mean?
Stigini just means it's a shapeshifter. You know, everybody always says it's owl, but owls, they call him Oba. And that's what owl actually is. But Stigini, he's your shapeshifter. Now, they're not always bad. They used to be good, but majority of the time, all you hear is bad stories about them now.
Mm.
And then Ashley Nicole Tiger said, lots of honkers out that way. Be careful when leaving the mission at night. Make sure something don't follow you. And sometimes you can hear all kinds of different things out that way around Nation Days.
Man,
They have a crazy road even during the day. It has a kind of a, I don't know what the word is, like an illusion. It looks like it goes straight, but it actually turns. And even during the daytime, people go straight, man. It's crazy over there. So, like I said, you go down there, be careful, guys.
Mm.
So yeah, if anybody has any other stories they would like to share, or just a question, how Tyler is, let us know.
What's that OnlyFans again? No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
See, and man, he's a school teacher too. I don't know, like you guys need to put out some tobacco for that guy, man. Like that way.
Ashley said, "That's right where my family land is, right off that road right there. That illusion road you're talking about."
That's a crazy road, man. I'll tell you what. People just.
Is it like a mirage, maybe?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, when you come up on it, it looks like it goes straight, but then it just turns to the left real quick, but it curves.
Dang.
And I know at night you'll see people. Even during the daytime, I mean, I don't know if it's just like the way the lighting or what the deal is, but I know several times I've personally seen people just go straight.
That's pretty scary. I'll be going 5 miles an hour. It's real slow. Anthony Hainta, Joe Fish said. I don't know what that means.
Joe Fish said.
Joe Fish.
Tell us some stories about Anadarko. I know you got some stories down that way. I know Yukawa's got all kind of stories about that Darko way.
Mm.
We're waiting. Oh. No.
You know, Mohawk Park here in Tulsa also has what you call a roaming spirit. They say, they have several. You'll see them walking around the park or walking around the area. They're just roaming. And they'll just kind of disappear into the woods. And there was a lot of history to that park. And but anyway, you know, I know that. Have you ever hear any of those old stories about that place? It's pretty cool.
Were you guys talking about a fisherman one time too over there? Like a ghost fisherman?
Yeah.
At Mohawk Park?
Yeah, Mohawk Park. Yeah, that was an earlier episode.
Yeah.
I'd still like to go check out Mohawk Park. Oh, Anthony said Jeremiah's Bridge.
Tell us one of those stories.
I almost said Jeremy.
I can't see.
Anthony Hainta said Jeremiah's Bridge.
Yeah, he's talking about that Darko area.
Tell us that story. Amy Nicole said, my mom used to go to Riverside, and she would say that they would hear little kids playing in her dormitory living area.
Mm.
They have a laundry room there at that school too that's supposed to be super haunted. It's a little laundry room, and they say you'll hear things or see things in that little laundry room, and it's pretty crazy.
Man.
You guys from Riverside, let us know. We want to hear those stories.
Yeah, we did a school edition or a scholastic edition of the podcast where we had just like stories from high school. Where else? My mind's blanking.
OU.
OU, OSU, II, Fort Lewis, and then even some Tahlequah, Sequoia, and Riverside. I think we had some Riverside. And then maybe Jones Academy, I think we talked about a little bit more. I think there were more like universities we had too, but I can't remember. But we did a college edition or like a school story edition of the show. We'd be happy to do a part 2 if we have any people that went to these colleges or schools. Send us your stories, man.
Mm-hmm. I actually had an update. I forgot all about this, but I'm trying to find it now. Remember we talked about that story at OU about that guy at that Connections place cutting that other guy's head off. Kind of whatever happened to that guy, and I'm trying to find that story. So y'all can keep talking while I keep looking.
I'll read. So Ritual Gary, hello from Wisconsin. So thank you for tuning in all the way up there from Wisconsin, as T-Pain would say. Chazzle Dazzle, class of 05, Riverside.
Awesome.
If you got any stories, Chazzle, let us know. Let us know if you have any stories from there. Go Paranormal.
Tell us about that CNA babe you snagged. No, I'm just kidding.
That's Chris Hill.
Anthony Hainta said it helped someone move out of a house on the Indian Road between Carnegie and Fort Cobb. Wait, hold on. I helped someone move out of a house on the Indian Road between Carnegie and Fort Cobb. They were moving because a little girl ghost was in the road. Yeah.
Someone sent me a video of an old house down there, around that Fort Sill area, and in that video, it had a spirit looking outside that window, but that house was so old and torn up. The flooring in there was no flooring, whether it was top stairs or downstairs. So I thought that was pretty crazy. But if you know that house that I'm talking about, send us some stories from that one.
Ritual Gary said, I should get my aunt in here. She went to high school. She might have some stories. Yeah, she can't go to our Facebook page, send it there, or our Instagram, or any of our personals, and we will get them read. And Anthony said she got ran over. I guess the little girl on that road, she was ran over. Did you find it, Tyler?
No, I'm still looking, man. I've got...
Let me see your phone.
No, it's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I got it.
Nah, it's in... Well, I have like 3 accounts, man, so I'm just going to find the right one. I've got that ghost account. No,
I have 10 accounts.
See here. Okay, I think I found it, actually. Okay, so... I don't know if she wants me to read her name, so... Because she didn't say yay or nay, so I'm just not going to read it. Or I'm not going to say her name, but it says basically she's like, I have a comment about the beheading in Norman. Did you see that they're trying to recharge him for that? And then she posted a K4 article about it. This was in May 2023. And so basically they retried that guy. That he's still alive. He's still like, in the penal system somewhere. And so, yeah, so that was kind of a little bit of an update. But she was like, I tend to think about the action and what led up to it. And that house, I was still young. I was just in middle school. And I think for something like that to happen so close was just a little more than traumatic. I had a friend who lived in that neighborhood right on Elm and Brooks. I think it's a parking lot now right by the stadium. Anyway, her little brother was home alone that night, and she was a lot closer to it than I was. But yeah, I've always wondered what his state of mind he's in now. Because I had mentioned, like I never thought about, it was just an incident that happened, and I had never thought about, like, whatever happened to that guy. Does he live with any kind of guilt? Because obviously, he wasn't mentally all there to begin with because of where he was at. But so yeah, it was kind of a cool little update. But yeah, she sent me a linked article where they're trying to recharge that guy for that same crime. So it's crazy.
When did he do that? When did he do that?
Oh gosh, that was back in 97, 96, 97.
And they're just now like,
they're trying to recharge him. Well, let me just look it up. I'll just read you the article if you're interested. That was on the episode where we talked about college haunted campuses.
Yeah,
is what she's referring to. But it says Cleveland County refiles murder charge in 1996. 1996 beheading. It says after being declared mentally incompetent to stand trial for almost 3 decades, a first-degree murder charge has been refiled against a Norman man. Cameron Lee Smith is accused of beheading another man in 1996. Authorities believe that he cut his housemate's head off with an axe, put it in a backpack, and threw the bag in a dumpster. Former Cleveland County District Attorney Tim Kuykendall told K4 that after Smith was deemed mentally incompetent in May 1996, it was expected that he would regain competency within a few years and then stand trial, but Smith's incompetency lasted much longer. Kuykendall, I don't know, whatever you say it, said that for him to be facing refiled charges 27 years later is highly unusual. It says back on May 24th, 1996, a witness said they saw Smith walking naked down an alley with a backpack and then threw it in a dumpster behind 110 West Boyd Street in Norman. The witnesses checked out the bag out of curiosity. There was blood on it when I swung it up onto the dumpster, the witness told K4 in May 1996. I could see there was blood on it, so I knew then there was something really wrong. I unzipped it and real carefully with the blood on it, I opened it up and I saw the head. It was like meat around the neck, and then I opened it a little more and you could see that it was a pretty good size ear. And then he called 911. So basically what they're saying is that he's kind of got his marbles back, and now they're going to file charges again. So there you go.
And that was from that book you had, right?
Yeah, that was from that book I had.
What was it called?
Ghost Stories on Campus, or Campus Ghost Stories in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah. So go get that book. Even though Tyler had all that, she still won the Ghost Story Bedlam that episode. So go Pokes. Ghost pistols firing.
A bunch of farmers.
Hey, man. Let's see. This one is from Shanice. My friend's grandpa was my papa's best partner back in the day. Police officer, 1970s. One day he got called out because there was an accident at the Pali? A Pali is a road that goes alongside the island, hangs off the cliff. If I said that wrong, let me know. The car crashed into the ocean, and it was a father and 2 kids. When the police arrived, they saw 2 kids on the road looking over the cliff and started staring at the car. When the police asked the children what happened, they said that a lady in white was in the car and grabbed them out of the vehicle. I believe the father was trying to commit suicide, and the father died. And that's from Hawaii, man. Thank you for all those stories from Hawaii.
Yeah, these are cool because I've not heard any of those stories. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll definitely check out that YouTube page as well. Ritual Gary said, I have a pic my daughter took when they spent the night at a hotel. It was a shadow ghost. Would y'all like to see it? Yeah. Yes. Send it to us. Our personals or like our Spirit Talkers podcast pages, Instagram, wherever. Send it to us and give us that story again on that in that message so we can type it out for everyone to see. One of his 10 accounts. Chazzle Dazzle said there was a girl that went AWOL one night, meaning she snuck out. The next day she came back with the staff and had scratches all over her. She said it was a LP. It was LPs telling her to follow them in the timbers. That girl wasn't right after that. She went into a deep depression and got sent home. Also, Kiowa Girls' Dorm was haunted and we weren't allowed to wash clothes by ourselves. That was at Riverside. Anthony said, I will sing 49 songs in Carnegie.
Dang.
That's cool.
Are they keen ones? No.
Jazzle Dazzle said, never snagged a CNA, babe, but them Ponka boys couldn't get enough, eh? Anthony said, Buck. I don't know. Ritual Gary said, okay, I'll send it now. Be right back. Yes, so send it now. We'll probably cut it here probably like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
So if you have any other stories you'd like for us to read right now, or like any questions or whatever, send them in right now. Or if you have any stories you want to send us even after this, send it to our personal accounts or to our Facebook page or Instagram page. We try to keep up with all of that stuff. We just always have a lot going on those two. Okay. Leandra Walker. Okay, so this story takes place in my old family home back about 8 to 9 years ago in Stillwater, Oklahoma. My little sister's room was where the activity was, and she is the one that encountered most of the evil in that house. She had a lot of different experiences, from waking up to scratches on her body. I also experienced scratches on my body just from being in her room or getting stuff thrown at her. She had a spirit that would wake her up in the middle of the night and talk to her almost every other night. Kind of a little trickster, she told me. He said his name was Denny, and he was around 10 years old. After a while, she started getting fed up with everything, and she finally told my parents about her experiences, and my dad, that is Otto, smoked us off and the entire house off with medicine. Then she said the activity quieted down. Then one night, Denny, the spirit, woke her up from her sleep to tell her to tell our dad to quit using that smoke in the house because it's painful and it hurts him when he walked into her closet. And she'd never experienced anything after that in that house again.
Dang.
Whoa.
He's like, nope.
Yeah. Man. That's a great story.
That is cool.
Roberta said, good show. Got to check out. See you soon. All right.
Motto.
So, yeah, we have a few more minutes left. But, yeah, we'll probably... We got anything else to say? Say it now while Tyler's here. No, I'm just kidding.
Anybody got any of those Elvis REZ stories? Let us know.
Elvis.
If you've seen him at your grounds.
I seen it. No.
Oh. But yeah. So if nobody has any other questions, if you want to type it in real quick, we will say our... Hold on, somebody sent them. Where's Yehola? Yehola's in Oklahoma City, where he moved. I think he mentioned that in that comment you wrote. So, but everybody wants to give out their personal information.
Social Security, no.
What'd you say?
My Social Security number is. My
Go ahead.
Netflix password.
Go ahead.
No. Tyler Randall. You can catch me at Scoden_cinema on Instagram. Also Pump Action _podcast as well. And you can follow me on Facebook and also Instagram.
You can find me at Christopher Honka Hill on Instagram, TikTok, and I always forget YouTube. Motto.
Oh yeah, you got a YouTube page. Yep, I know. I always see you posting it, and I was gonna tell you, I was like, you should start saying that on the podcast.
Yeah.
To go subscribe to your YouTube channel. He has 1 million followers, and he's gonna buy us dinner. No, I'm just kidding. No, go follow Chris on YouTube. You don't have any other questions. So my personal is Russell Sunny. Go on Facebook. Personal on Instagram is Rustamus49. Okie Podcast on Instagram as well. And for all of us, it's Spirit Talkers Podcast here on Facebook. Instagram as well, Spirit Talkers Podcast. TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. Man, we haven't done a live on TikTok in a long time. I kind of want to do one. So we might be on there, but we might be on here again. Let us know. And go check us out wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, I would say Google Spirit Talkers Podcast, and it would show up. And then go subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We have every show we have with visuals, and so all our visuals are on there. And we'll be trying some other stuff too. And then Spotify even has our videos up on Spotify podcasts. So go check those out if you don't have YouTube. And Wilson Pipestem said, need some Keen merchandise. So, yeah, I guess. Oh. Oh, okay. So, well, Anthony said, what's y'all's opinions on the new season of Res Dogs? I haven't watched it. I cut Hulu because they kept going up in price, and I don't even watch it enough anyways. So I'm always gone all the time, so I don't have a lot of time to watch TV. First 2 seasons were good, but I've yet to watch season 3 just because of that. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting that they get to watch it, and I like that they're putting, more native stuff on there. So I appreciate that, and it's pretty good, I guess. I hope.
Yeah, I have not watched season 3 yet either. I've just been so busy. I like Chris said, I teach school, so beginning of school is always so busy, and by the time I get home, I'm exhausted, and I have 2 babies at home too, so it just takes up a lot of my time. So I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard awesome things.
Yeah,
the little spots I've seen on Facebook, it looks like it's been a real banger of a season. So I can't wait to check it out when I have some time.
Well, the final season now.
Yeah.
They had like a 2-episode hangout thing. Dang, I forgot the place here in Tulsa, but man, it was too hot. That was when it was like over 100.
Yeah.
And just sitting in here when it was that hot, the AC was just barely pumping out some cold air, and I was like, man, I just don't want to go sit in the sun.
Yeah. Well, because they had Gary Farmer was supposed to be there, and then they said he wasn't going to be there. If it's too hot for Gary Farmer,
Yeah.
it's too hot for Tyler Randall.
And me. Sitting there sweating watching the first 2 episodes. Call me an ambulance. Levon said, I just put ghost stories on TikTok. Man. Let us know if you want us to go live on TikTok as well. We can plan it out. We're always happy to go live on here again. Just let us know. You're friends with me on Facebook, and we have a little group chat too. So just shoot us a message whatever you're thinking. We'd love to do it. Steela said, work on that merch. I'm out here in Portland. I'm here in Portland, not at town. And Levon said, okay, sounds good. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and head out. We got to do 1 episode of recording for an upcoming episode.
No.
Motto.